Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Thursday, August 28, 2025. And in the news this afternoon, policeman being investigated for girlfriend's shooting. The Independent Commission of Investigations has launched a probe into the shooting and injury of a woman by her partner, who is a policeman. The incident allegedly occurred Wednesday night in Morante Bay, St. Thomas. Reports are that about 8:30 p.m., the detective corporal and the woman were at home when a dispute developed. The policeman reportedly discharged his firearm, and it was later discovered that the woman had suffered gunshot wounds. She was taken to hospital for treatment. Young father accused of murdering one-year-old son and a 3-year-old stepson in Monigue, Saint Ann. A 22-year-old man is expected to be charged for the gruesome murder of 2 young children, one his son, the other his common-law stepson, whose bodies were recovered on Wednesday in Swamp District in Monigue, Saint Ann, after they went missing the previous night. Dead are 1-year-old Amir Saunders and the 3-year-old Shamir Henry. Minutes before 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, Acting Senior Superintendent of Police Rohan Elliott, Police Commandant for Saint Ann, told the news that the suspect was not yet charged and the investigations were ongoing by the Major Investigations Division and the local Criminal Investigations Branch. Earlier, Elliott had indicated to reporters that the man would be charged based on evidence given by the children's mother, who has reported to the Monique police that she saw him stabbing the children with a pair of scissors, forcing her to flee to the station. The police account of the incident painted a harrowing picture. About 8 p.m., the young common-law couple were in a house drinking ganja tea as the 2 children were either playing or asleep in a crib. Possibly as a result of the effects of the tea, an argument developed between the couple. The young man grabbed a pair of scissors and attacked the woman, who somehow managed to escape, but as she glanced back, she saw him turning his anger on the children, stabbing them with the scissors. She dashed to the Monique police station and reported the incident. When the police arrived at the home, the children could not be found, only a splatter of blood to suggest the worst, and the young man was in an intoxicated state. He was taken into custody while the police launched a search for the children. The following morning, the bodies of the children were discovered, one at the back of the house and the other some distance away. As news spread of the murders, the outrage grew. Lloyd Garrick, counsel for the Monique Division, knew the children. He also knows the accused and his father. When I learned of it, I was shocked. I was hoping that when they couldn't find the kids, I was hoping that they were somewhere. But when I realized that we are in the new day after midnight, I was saying, for a 1-year-old to be somewhere, it could cause concern, so I really started to think otherwise. I was hoping for the best, but then the call came that sometime this morning, before noon, they found them. In a release yesterday, the Child Protection and Family Services Agency lamented the traumatic impact of such incidents. This gruesome incident is beyond tragic. It is absolutely horrific. We shudder to think of what these innocent children may have endured in their final moments. Our hearts are also with the mother who has suffered the devastating loss of her only 2 children, said the CPFSA CEO Loretta Adams Thomas. Our investigations into the matter are ongoing, and while we are unable at this time to confirm whether there was a history of violence in the home, what we do know is that these gruesome acts have left scars not only on the family, but on the wider community. Adams Thomas said the CPFSA would organize 2 meetings in the community, one with the adults and another with the children, to assist them in processing their grief and the trauma following the tragedy. Incidents such as these can cause deep trauma for residents, especially children, who may struggle to make sense of what has happened. As is our practice, the CPFSA will work with community-based partners such as schools, churches, and other government agencies present in the community to support the healing process. These group sessions will help us assess the extent of grief being experienced by the members of the community, especially the children, and to provide further counseling interventions where needed. PNP calls for transparency and fairness in special services voting on Friday. The People's National Party is raising concerns surrounding what the party described as troubling anomalies in the arrangements for election day workers, police, and the military to cast their votes on Friday, August 29, ahead of the September 3 general election. The party has received reports that a number of police officers assigned to non-geographic formations such as chaplaincy, Transitional Crime and Narcotics Division, and the National Intelligence Bureau have had their polling stations changed to Kingston despite having previously voted in rural parishes across the island for their entire careers, the PNP disclosed in a statement on Thursday. It continued, this arrangement means that officers who had consistently voted in places like South St. James, South Manchester, and other constituencies must now travel to Kingston in order to exercise their constitutional right. Many are unaware of this change, and the failure to travel could result in their disenfranchisement. The party said those who risk their lives daily to serve and to protect should not face unnecessary obstacles to cast their votes. We urge the Electoral Office of Jamaica and the JCF to clarify the situation immediately, ensure that affected personnel are properly informed, and implement measures to prevent disenfranchisement. The integrity of Jamaica's electoral system must be safeguarded at all times, the PNP said. It adds that it stands firm in the defense of free, fair, and accessible elections where every eligible voter has a fair chance to participate without confusion, inconvenience, or undue hardship. All tax offices close at 12 noon on Election Day. The Tax Administration Jamaica says tax offices island-wide will be closed on General Election Day, September 3 at 12 noon. According to TAJ, this closure is in keeping with the Government of Jamaica's commitment to ensuring that all eligible citizens, including public sector employees, are allowed to exercise their right to vote. The tax authority is therefore encouraging taxpayers to use the online services available to conduct their transactions during this time. These include the payment of property tax, motor vehicle certificate of fitness fee, and the driver's license renewal fee payment, as well as traffic ticket fines, business-related taxes, and fees. Additionally, individuals may query their property tax liability, apply for a tax compliance certificate, and renew their motor vehicle registration certificate online. Normal operations at all tax offices will resume on Thursday, September 4. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.